the trial of the 5 criminals, Muslim murderers, massacres, the 5 sons of sin. That's who I want to call these people. KSM, I think Khalif Sheikh Mohammed is the ringleader and reputed to have been one of the masterminds behind the 9/11 knocking down the World Trade Centers and towers. They're going to be tried according to the long-legged Mac Daddy and his Attorney General Eric Holder. Tweety Pie, I called him. Yeah, he's Tweety Pie, all right. The trial is going to be held right here in New York City. Are y'all coming to the city for the trial? Going to be the trial of the century, don't you think? I'll tell you what, every newscaster, one thing, this is a big moneymaker. Everybody is wondering why it is that the long-legged Mac Daddy is deciding to have a civil trial rather than a military court-martial and then shoot him at sunrise. Well, let me tell you why. I've got it all figured out. What a Manning Report always has everything figured out. The reason why the long-legged Mac Daddy is going to have a civil trial here in federal court against the best, I mean, anyone with half a brain would know that would be the worst possible thing to do. I mean, why not? This was an act of war. I mean, an outright, act of declaration of war against the United States of America, and no less upon American soil, not just upon an embassy in Kenya or someplace like that. By the way, what was that all about when they bombed the embassy in Kenya? Was Obama, the long-legged Mac Daddy, involved in that? What was that all about? Getting back to the reason why the long-legged Mac Daddy will be holding the trial, or Eric Holder, his patsy, his Tweety Pie, well, anyway. The reason being 2. One is that, and again, this trial should be held at a military court-martial behind closed doors. Nobody sees what goes on. Let the generals, whoever it is, figure out what ought to have happen to them, find them guilty, and shoot them at sunrise and dump them in the Staten Island fresh-killed land dump. Don't even bury them. Anyway, here, let me tell you why long-legged Mac Daddy is going to have it here in New York. One is that this will give Islam, this will give the Islamic people the biggest platform they have ever had. Nothing. Not only will it be a recruiting instrument for more young boys to join Al-Qaeda and Taliban, that's a given. Everybody knows that. The trial itself will do that. But this will also give the propagation and the promoting and the evangelizing of the religion of Islam the biggest platform it ever had. Hey, Billy Graham, what do you think about that? Hey, Franklin Graham, what do you think about that? Huh? What do y'all think about that? This is going to, listen, here's what the long-legged Mac Daddy, he ain't no fool, I can tell you that. Now, this man ain't hardly no fool. Ain't hardly no fool. This trial in New York will be the biggest opportunity for evangelism constantly, day in, for maybe a year or 2 years. Every day Islam gets promoted as a tremendous world religion. They may be saying Allahu Akbar over in Beijing by this time next year once the trial gets started. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Well, you hear what I'm talking about if you can't see me. If you can see me, then you see what I'm talking about. So long-legged Mac Daddy's got to figure it out. He's got to figure it out. Promote Islam. Let every one of those criminals, lowlife, let every one of them get an opportunity to tell their side of the story, where they were born, how their father fed them chickpeas and lamb stew and falafel and all of that, where they grew up herding goats, wearing rags on their heads. I mean, and this is going to go on for a year, 2 years. Maybe less. Could be going. Trial could be less than that. But listen, if Christianity or Judaism could get a platform like this, my God. Now, the long-legged Mac Daddy knows what he's doing out there. The long-legged Mac Daddy knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he is doing. This will promote Islam. I guarantee you they'll get at least another 500 million to 700 million people to join Islam just as a religion. And they'll get at least that many to leave Christianity, because they're going to see Christianity as the big bad wolf and Islam as the little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. His feet was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary, Caliph Sheikh Muhammad went, the lamb was sure to go. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. The long-legged Mac Daddy got it all figured out. Got it all figured out. That not only does it promote Islam, but guess what else it does? Oh, there's something else. Yeah, there's more. You didn't know there was more? You should have asked me. I would have told you before you had to find yourself there asking and be in public like this. There's more. The second thing is that it will bring journalists from all over the world. And Obama will make a statement every day at the end of every trial day. Obama will have something to say. He will be able to address all world audiences through their own individual television network, wireless hookup, whatever it is that they do, to send their messages back to Poland, back to Czechoslovakia, back to Australia, back to South Korea, back to North Korea, back to Beijing, China, Japan, Great Britain, Germany, France. I mean, everywhere that news people will come, Obama will have an opportunity to also address them every day. And you know that man loves to be in front of the camera. You know he does. Oh, this is win-win for Obama. My God. I mean, this is win-win for him. I mean, you think his campaign, the media followed him during the campaign was something. You wait till this trial gets started. Not to mention it'll bring a whole lot of money to America. But this is going to be a spectacular like you've never seen. I mean, what's that Cirque du Soleil, that high price, if you will, carnival, cost you $300 to get a ticket. Cirque du Soleil, I think that's the name of it. If it ain't the name of it, it's close enough. Anyway, this is going to be a circus like you've never seen before. Allah, that's what God said. That's what God said.